prices of fuel at the pump. According to the first-time CS, while some factors can be controlled by the government, some are out of its control. Oginga MP and the leader of minority party in the National Assembly, Energy Cabinet Secretary James Opiyo Ndai, was fiercely critical of the government's failure to intervene on the skyrocketing fuel prices.
If there is one thing that is going to increase the cost of living in all aspects, it is this proposed increment on the VAT on fuel, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, we all know for sure that fuel is a driver of our economy on all facets, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, if there is one thing that this government should have done to the so-called hustler, was to cushion the hustler from an increment in the cost of fuel.
However, the shoe now being on the other foot, upon being appointed to lead the energy docket, Ndai seems to have shifted the goalpost if his statement today is anything to go by.
We must understand what really constitutes the price of fuel at the pump station.
Speaking at KPC headquarters, Ndai noted that fuel prices are determined by various factors, some of which are out of government's control.
Key is the landing cost, over which I'm sure you know we have got very little control, because it depends upon so many other factors out there. Two is the taxation regime, which is something that is within the domain of Parliament, as you know.
However, the newly appointed CS highlighted that the government is working on ensuring efficiency in transportation and storage, saying that the same can help reduce the cost of fuel.
Issue of transport and storage costs. And that's something we are actually working on actively with the management and the board of Kenya Pipeline Company. What you see us doing here is essentially to try and address areas where we can improve our efficiencies. Because once we do so, it will have a very direct impact on the pump price.
To further ease the burden on Kenyans, the CS hinted that the government is eyeing external markets with a view of leveraging Kenya's expansive energy infrastructure to generate revenues from underutilized resources.
We are working on a strategy to ensure that all Ugandan petroleum requirements pass through our system. As we know, currently there are some little quantities they are getting through the port of Dar es Salaam. We are hopeful that in the fullness of time, and due to our improving efficiencies, they will have no option but to rely on the Mombasa port.
As the corporation looks at increasing its profit margins, KPC Managing Director Joe Sang attributed some of its success to the use of solar systems to run operations.
We're at the tail end of signing a memorandum of understanding between the two countries to be able to deliver products into Rwanda. And you'll be seeing a lot of announcements in coming days from the ministry. And we are very, very keen in terms of ensuring that the regional market is back to Kenya as the gateway of the larger East Africa economy.
As the Kenya Pipeline Corporation sets its sight in achieving the 12.5 billion profitability margin for the financial year 2024-2025, the corporation is seeking to bring Rwanda into its scope as well as reduce its operational costs. Ian Kitani, K24 TV, Lunga, Nairobi. Let's talk matters politics now, and the Senate Speaker Emerson Jeffa Kingi has gazetted the removal of Meru Governor Mungaza from office. This comes even as the High Court has suspended the implementation of the Senate's resolution to impeach her and barred the Speaker from declaring the office vacant until an application she has filed in court is determined. Now, when she mounted her defense before the Senate yesterday, Mungaza, among others, claimed that Meru Senator Kithure Murungi was the author of her troubles, as Muriel Adhiambo now reports.
Clerk, are you ready for the division?
Barely 12 hours after the Senate resolved to impeach Meru Governor Kithure Mungaza, the High Court has handed her a lifeline. High Court Judge Bahwe should stop saying the case raising the application. However, charges against Mungaza at 1 a.m. today. The charges include gross violation of the Constitution and other laws, gross misconduct, and abuse of office.
Pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Government Act, and Standing Order 86 of the Senate Standing Orders, the Senate has resolved to remove from office by impeachment Honorable Kawira Mwangaza, the Governor of Meru County, and the Governor accordingly ceases to hold office. Order, Sergeant at Arms.
Chaos was witnessed in Parliament when Kingi barred some opposition senators from voting, citing a violation of the Senate standing orders.
Senators Funa, you're out of order and you're not going to partake any proceedings of the House.
According to Mwangaza, Meru Senator Gathuri Murungi conspired with members of the County Assembly to impeach her, claims the County Assembly, through its lawyers, dismissed.
The MCAs are planning on how to impeach the governor immediately after we left here, and then they ask for comments from the Honorable Deputy Speaker of this House. He stands, and the video has been played here, and say, we as circumcised men, we will make sure that we assist you, honorable members, in whatever way. We will assist you, and the assistance that he gives to the MCAs is to make sure that they impeach me as many times as possible.
Is it really true that he is causing a problem in the Meru County, or is it that he's just playing his role, his rightful role?
Let her not hide behind other leaders. Let her not say that political leaders have instigated this motion. She has not brought as a witness any person, including any affidavit swearing that the senator of Meru County is behind this impeachment.
The case, which has the potential to reverse Mwangaza's third impeachment motion, prevents Meru Deputy Governor Mutuma Methingia from assuming office for the remainder of the governor's term under Article 182 of the Constitution. Muriel Adhiambo, K24 TV, Nairobi.
From the Kawira Mwangaza impeachment here in Nairobi to Meru now, and a section of Meru MCAs have faulted the Senate for allegedly discriminating Governor Kawira Mwangaza on the basis of agenda in pushing for her ouster. The faction has further lauded the High Court for suspending the impeachment, saying Mwangaza deserves a chance to serve the people.
I have a copy.
Hours after the impeachment of the embattled Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza, a division has been witnessed between MCAs supporting the removal of the governor and those against the move. The impeachment caused angry supporters of the governor to storm premises graced by MCAs who voted in support of the impeachment motion, causing chaos and fracas as the supporters were blocked at the entrance. As this happened, a faction of MCAs from Meru County on Thursday came out guns blazing, blaming the Senate for impeaching the governor. The MCAs maintained the Governor Mwangaza fell victim to a political witch hunt for being a woman.
Na nataka kuambia Madam Kawira Mwangaza, our governor, koti imekurudisha, endelea kufanyia Wameru kazi, na tutakuwa na wewe, na tutafanya kazi na wewe. Na wale wanatutisha, mwache vitisho.
Washindwe.
Kenya iko na sheria. Kenya iko na katiba ya kufuata.
Na Kawira, Mungu amuonekanie kwa sababu huyo mama amefanya kazi. Na Kawira ile kitu anakufa kwa Meru, ni ile hataki pesa ya Meru yaribiwe, hataki pesa ya Meru ikuliwa na watu wachache, anataka mtoto wa Meru ule ako chini, mtoto wa mlemavu asome.
On their part, Meru County residents displayed a mix of reactions following the impeachment of their governor, some stating that she had been frustrated while in office, hindering her development agendas.
Mimi nimefurahi sana kusikia mama ameimpeachiwa personally. Mama kitu moja amenifanyia hii Meru, tulikuwa tumepelekwa shule ya kufanya barabara, cobblestones. Ile barabara iko pale Simba Wells. Hizo mawe, zile mawe zinafaa kukaa for 40 years. Saa hii anataka kutumia pesa ya serikali vibaya.
Saa hii mama akirundi hapa kwa ndebe, tunampatia kura. Nasikia, tunajua ni siasa tupu.
Anthony Kwemoi, K24 TV.
President William Ruto is set to officially launch Raila Odinga's African Union Commission chairperson candidacy next week. While making the announcement, Prime CS Musalia Mudavadi has called on Kenyans to rally behind Odinga while remaining mum on how much it will cost the taxpayers to fund the campaign. Odinga has also hinted at a transitional exit from Kenyan politics should his bid be successful. David Kagina with more.
Foreign Affairs. On 27th of August, Raila Odinga's candidacy for the African Union Council chair will be launched by President William Ruto, marking the beginning of a continental campaign that will culminate in elections set for February. Part of the campaign will be participating in a live African leadership debate known as Mjadala Africa, as a requirement by the AU to allow for candidates to outline their vision and how they will lead the transformation of Africa, allowing Africans to raise issues they want addressed.
Our candidate is undoubtedly experienced and well prepared to participate in the live debate to engage the African people on how to propel the continent's growth and ensure Africa achieves its goals of African integration and sustainable development, thus making our continent a major player in the global arena.
In a joint press address from his office at Railways, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, currently doubling up as the Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs, called on Kenyans to rally behind Odinga.
This is more than a candidacy. It is a national mission. Honorable Raila Odinga represents Kenya's voice, values, and aspirations on the continent. As he steps forward, let us stand with him, not just as a government, but as a united people.
In 2019, Kenya spent over 430 million in a 3-month campaign for Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohamed. She lost her bid to be the continent's top diplomat to her Chad counterpart, Musa Faki Mahamat. For Odinga's case, the government remains tight-lipped as to how much has been set aside for his campaign.
So I will not give you any numbers now, but the only thing I can tell you is that to be a candidate, apart from you fitting the bill in terms of competence, it will also require substantial resources. It is not a walk in the park, and Kenya is ready to walk this journey.
On his part, Odinga thanked the Kenyan government for supporting his AUC candidature, saying it is now all systems go, hinting at taking it slow on Kenyan politics going forward.
I'm not going to be very active in Kenyan politics henceforth, as I continue now to focus my attention on the continental campaign. But it is a phase, it is a transitional phase from active participation in Kenyan politics to moving towards African continental politics.
Odinga will be facing it off with 3 other candidates, with the latest entrant into the race being Djibouti's Foreign Minister Mahmoud Ali Yusuf. David Kagina, K24, Nairobi.
Cheza kama wewe na cheza sita. Ushinde hadi mara 5,000 ya beti yako teke teke. Yes, and it's that simple.